Let's do it. Check 1 2. Yes. What's good? Quick stream happening right now. Let's get to it. Desmond Span, Rhyme Masters. Today's topic is how to know if you're getting better at freestyling. And before I kick this off, I usually do. I like to kick it off with a freestyle just to get my energy up. But before I do that, got to talk about the thing I'm excited about, Fearless Freestyling, the ebook that is all about getting past that crippling self-doubt when you freestyle and defeating perfectionism. So there's a link to that. Check that out. We're going to get into a timely topic today. But first, let's kick it off. Let me see. Let me change the beat up. Let's see. Maybe. Let's go with this. Let's go with this. Here we go. Kicking it off. Let's see how we do. Oh, yes, coming in infuse, I got the energy of the muse, the creative spark to give you heart upon the track. Feels so good to never settle in the lack, cause I don't need to redact, that means to write from the lawyer term. I keep on going, man, style straight like a perm, or is it curly? I don't know, my hair stays natural with the locks, but I'm free though, and this is how I rock for the people. Coming high top from the steeple, no desert eagle, not trying to kill, trying to uplift, trying to heal. This is what I do for real when I come through with the zeal and the zest. Yes, I manifest. You rocking with the DLUX, that be the name of the stage when I go through, turning my rage into the pain, into the art. That's how I make it start. When I get you in my scope, I be throwing it like dots. That means I operate with precision. Yes, I'm just living, have a good time. Open up past the vision, cause past the vision, maybe that's the way we roll on these Portland streets. Sometimes the rain can take its toll, but it's sunny outside. The sun feels nice on the skin, but you get in the shadows, then you are burned again. That's why I'm always rocking the hoodie. Understand how we do as we rock for the crew. Yes, you off the top of the brain, never refrain, never been the same damn thing. I must maintain to elevate the pen, elevate the mind, elevate the soul. This is what I find that gets me off of my behind into action, bringing satisfaction past the distractions, the tweets and the clapbackings, cause I don't need no fake cows, no vegan beef. This is how I do as I rock, don't need receipts, just need to be here in the present, in the power, devour the cowards that try to emerge every hour, but you ain't ready, you ain't steady. But if you are, then bring it down, breaking flows like levees. Oh, we got more time to go, got more time to flow, got more time to grow. If you're lucky, you get to live till you're nice and old. Rest in peace, Uncle Steve. Man, you have funny stories to tell, funny stories to swell. Got my eyes all swell as I let it come out, cause that grief is how we release the pain. The sadness is like reverse arrows to joy. I sustain a new plane, a new cortex, a new cerebral cortex. I guess I'm in a new mindset when I come correct. Yes, rocking with the man, the myth, the legend, DLUX. Yes. All right. That was fun. All right. Let's get to this. So, how did this come about? Well, it was a comment, and forgive me. I'll see if I can bring it up while I'm getting into it, but forgive me if I don't have it. But the latest comment on one of the streams, is this young man who's in freestyling. I think he's about to enter a talent show. That might be today, it might be tomorrow. Good luck to you in that talent show. I have to stop hitting the mic because I moved it lower so y'all can hear me better. But good luck to your talent show, young man. But your post got me thinking about this question, which is, how do you know when you're improving, when you're freestyling? Take a minute in the chat, in the comments, wherever you're watching this, whenever you watch this. How did you know that you're improving? How did you know that you got better? How did you know you got to a certain level of skill? And this is important to talk about because I think I remember in my journey. So long and short of my journey is one of the freestyles since I heard rapping. And I was since I was in my single digits, 8, 9, I think 10, 11, I tried to write a rap, didn't know how to do it. I was like, well, how did you do it? Fast forward all the way to college. That's when I actually started to freestyle. And that drive to get better, it's not a drive to get better. Like in the very beginning when you're freestyling, there's just this drive to get competent. Am I good? Can I do this? Can I actually be good at this? And the first thing that unlocked my ability to think that I could be good at freestyling was just, I can talk about what I want to talk about. I didn't have to talk about what other people or what I heard other rappers talk about, the things that I believed that were part of my principles, even though I was just developing them. That's what could come out. And so once I found that, I was like, okay, I can do this, but am I any good? Can I get better? How do I get better? So just like everybody else, just like you, right? You just freestyle a lot. You freestyle in the car, you freestyle while you're walking to and from classes, right? You freestyle for your friends, and they're like, yeah, that's cool. And then they get tired of you freestyling because you're freestyling all the time. And every time you go in, it's like there's this feeling that you're trying to reach, that feeling that tells you, yes, I'm good. I got this. I got skill in this. And you may have moments, right? You may have moments where where it clicks, right? Where you are, sorry, it was clipping a lot, so I turned it down. You have moments where oh yeah, that rhyme was tight, that rhythm I did was tight, and it felt good. And it's like, yes, yes, I'm good. I'm dope. I know how to do this. But I think the other times, especially if it's not in a performance environment, and what I mean by a performance environment is if you got your friends around, they may hype you up, right? And if they're new to hearing you, it's you can do something simple and they're like, yeah, that was dope. And that can make you feel good. But after a while, the things that are simple to you, simple rhymes, hype people up, but it doesn't hype you up anymore, right? And when you hit that moment, the first sign that you're improving, which is usually other people's responses, doesn't work anymore. Because the tricks that you're pulling to be able to entertain them in the moment. But that drive to get good and get competent didn't go away. So it's now you want to be able to do more, right? You want to be able to maybe be more on topic. You want to be able to always have it feel fresh, so you're not repeating fillers and getting stale and all those things that you tend to notice when you're like practicing by yourself, right? So the challenge here is that if you never take the time to figure out or just reflect back on like, I'm actually better than when I started, that feeling, that drive, that I just want to be good will keep pushing you and pushing you and pushing you. And then it turns into, I just want to be perfect, right? Because what feels good is going to be other freestylers that you've heard who have been doing this for years. It's going to be other rap verses and from MCs that you love that again that have been doing that for years, and they're doing written raps, right? So their bar for performance and execution is much higher because they have more practice time with it. But the feeling's the same. Like when you hear a dope verse, whether it's freestyled or it's written, it still makes you feel like, I want to do it, right? I want to be that good. And then you want to be that good off top. So that drive is still there. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that drive. But the issue is you never take the time to stop to appreciate how far you've come. So that's what this stream is really about. It's just about taking the time to see what I'm basically communicating, how I know that I got good at freestyling. That's what I'm communicating. Like, and I think there was just like 4 kind of key moments, right? So I think your first key moment, it kind of mentioned it, but I don't really count it because you can't rely on it. And that's just other people's responses, right? Eventually, you'll get good enough to where people respond to you in a way that's like, "Ooh, man, that was dope." And then you'll get known as a freestyler and they'll ask you to do it. They'll, be like, "Oh yeah, so-and-so freestyle." So, that's a certain level. But again, because it's external and it's not in your control, it's not a level that it's nice to reach. And if you freestyle any amount of time, you'll reach that level. But it's not a reliable level to be able to say, okay, well, I'm going to judge how well I freestyle based on other people's reactions. Because it gets to a certain point where it goes beyond just the ability to do it. And it's just their subjective opinion on what you do. So you may technically be brilliant at freestyling, but then you start talking about things they don't like. And then all of a sudden they're judging you as whack, which is, it's like, they say that you can't flow. And it's like, no, you can flow. They just don't like what you're talking about. And that's a different conversation. That's where we get into the art. Art versus, well, it's not art versus taste. It is all just subjective taste, right? But it's a key indicator because we need other people, especially people that know us. They can reflect back to us like, yes, you made some improvement over the years, and that keep going, right? So you keep going. And I think the next level, and it's not like they happen in this order, right? But these are just signs. The next way to know that you've mastered it is you can pretty much freestyle for as long as you want to. So that first time you put on an instrumental and, it's like 2 minutes and you freestyle from start to end, no problem. You put on another instrumental, it's like 3.5 minutes, boom, no problem. You put on an instrumental that's like 5 minutes and boom, you can get to it, get through the whole thing, right? You'll just develop that sense of confidence that like, as long as I have energy in my body, I can freestyle for as long as I want to. That's another sign that you're improving and mastering freestyling, because in the beginning, right, you couldn't do that. Something would trip you up. You would start running out of ideas, and that would break your concentration, and you have to start again, or pick up another session. So the length of the time that you go. So that's a good way. By itself, why it's not a good thing, I don't know if I want to do that for each of them, but I'll just say that what you find, at least what I have found, is when I got to that point where I can freestyle for any amount of time as long as I have the energy in my body to do so. It doesn't mean that the quality of the freestyle, the technical quality of the freestyle, was meeting my standards in the moment. I might have found myself repeating a lot of filler phrases, a lot of filler rhymes. And before I recognized this next way, I could get through a 5-minute freestyle session and be not enjoying it because I'm recognizing, here are all the mistakes that I keep making. And that's the other piece of it is another way you know that you're getting better at freestyling is you become more aware of, let's say, really your mistakes, and we can kind of break it down into each of their ways. So you become more aware of your filler phrases, right? And at first you're aware of your filler phrases and it's just like, I keep saying the same thing. That's a level of awareness. That's a good place to start. But the next thing you got to do is, most people try to kill the filler phrases, which is admirable. You can do that. And if you develop the awareness to know, I just said that, that's my filler phrase. Now I can bring in some mental moves to do something different. So the next time I feel the urge to even say that filler phrase, I go to a different move in my brain, a different program, if you will. I think these next series of tips, I'm going to call it mental agility, right? It's, you recognize that you just said a filler phrase, and then you maintain the mental agility to do something different next time, so you don't use that filler phrase in the same way. You may use it intentionally, which is different, but you don't use it. You don't use it unintentionally. You don't use it without awareness, because I think repetition, inadvertent repetition when you freestyle, yes, that can drain the energy of the flow and you can kind of feel like that's a mistake. But if you maintain presence and awareness, you can notice those moments and then still maintain your mental agility to shift to a different idea, to be more intentional with it, right? So the next way, and again, these are kind of nuanced, they're connected, but I think the other way is, so with fillers, we say there's filler phrases, there's also filler rhymes. So like there's rhymes that you say a lot that you might loop through. The next piece is just when you make a mistake. So let's say you can't think of a rhyme, and when you recognize that, I don't have a rhyme for this, or, all the rhymes I have for this I've said and I don't want to say, then that mental agility kicks in, and then you're able to shift to either another word to rhyme with. You're able to maybe speak to something that just keeps the point of what you're talking about without falling off the flow. You may make a mistake with the flow, and then you maintain the mental agility and presence of mind to say, all right, that mistake is now my new cadence, and I'm going to repeat that cadence to create a new possibility going forward, right? So if I could sum it up, let me see, because I think I want to make sure I gave at least 4, right? Because the one, there's a bonus of like, yes, the people around you say, oh yeah, you're good. That's one way to know you're mastering, but it's not enough. It's like the icing on the cake. I said let's see. I'm going to go out of order. Am I doing it? My non-linear brain's kicking in. Yep, I'm going to go out of order. All right, so you got the people saying, yeah, you're good. That's a sign that you know that you're mastering freestyling. But that's not actually one of the 4. That's like a bonus, right? Icing on the cake. Then you have the awareness of filler phrases. So you recognize, okay, there it is. You recognize when you are using filler phrases, and then you're able to bring mental agility to those moments to do something different with those filler phrases, right? To be more intentional, more present with it. Then the other way is when you make a mistake. Let's say you can't find a rhyme, or you like mess up on the delivery. you maintain presence of mind to bring mental agility to those moments, to know how to do that, to how to get out of those areas. Then I would say, lastly, excuse me, you have the presence of mind. Well, actually, no, this is not lastly. This is the third, and I have another one after this. So the third, which was actually the first, I'm going in all crazy order, my non-linear brain. But anyway, which is just the length of freestyling. You can basically freestyle for as long as you want to without falling off, right? So those are 3 ways. And then I'll say the fourth way is you enjoy it. That's the fourth way to know that you're mastering freestyling. And I bring this up because, again, the difference of freestyling compared to the other arts within emceeing is that you are constantly dealing with the unknown in the moment, right? The best experiences I enjoy is when I'm discovering new connections. Again, these are all words that I usually say in some context, but somehow if I can bring them into this context, into the rap, that feels exciting, right? There's the possibility, there's surprise in that. And that's joyful to me. But when I'm working on a specific skill, or when I'm practicing and I'm trying to reach this, again, that drive to sound like what I think the perfect rap should sound like, then my joy suffers, right? And so the challenge for, beginners and just folks young in the craft, like, again, when I say beginners, I don't mean, I do mean beginners as those who are young in the craft of freestyling, but I also mean, like, I would just say younger folks who get into this, is that because, again, you're young, you have the drive and hunger of your youth, right? You want to be the best of all time, right? The greatest of all time. You want to be the goats and the boat. You want to take over. You want to be bigger than Drake, like, and that's all great. Like, that ambition, that drive comes with that age, and it just can't suck the joy that you got from just doing the thing, from just freestyling. Because when you ascend in that skill level, then it's never going to be enough, and that not enoughness will drive the joy out of something that you love, right? And I know this from experience, because that's essentially what happened to me. And I only didn't stop because I remembered what it felt like to give up on a passion. And it doesn't feel good, right? And this whole enterprise now with Rhyme Masters and Growth Rap and all this, it's like I found another reason to keep rapping, and the reason that I keep rapping allows me to keep the joy in it, right? And again, it's this idea of growth rap, this idea of that personal growth that I experience while I practice the craft, right? I gain new perspectives in my mind and how it works. When I do it, when I'm hosting the ciphers on Fridays, right, I get to see other people just kind of emotionally kind of shift and grow and change and be comfortable being more open with who they are and what they're going through, and yet see them retain a sense of strength in it. And this is all through this practice of growth rap, right? So just being able to maintain your joy, I think, is also another way to know that you are mastering the craft of rapping. All right. So I think that is it. I hope it's streaming live. I don't know if I messed up the settings, because usually some folks pop in here and there. But if you don't pop in now, it's okay. Pop in later. It's all good. Let me know in the comments, just for those who freestyle, right? How do you know that you're getting better? How do you know that you're improving? Because those are 4 ways that stuck out for me. And it was a great question because it took me back to kind of just that beginner's mindset, right? Like, okay, why did I not see the progress? Because I'll put it this way, for maybe just 4 or 5 years ago, I didn't feel like I was improving. And it was kind of all those reasons that I was talking about. Really, that last one where it's like, oh, when I'm always focused on what I'm doing wrong or how I can get better and never just enjoying the experience, that's going to keep me feeling like it's going to keep me in that lack space, that space where it's like, not enough. I got to be better to be the top notch, to be able to compete with all these other guys and da 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 da, right? And once I kill that noise and just like, okay, why do I do this? And I do this for the joy of creative self-expression. And then why do I get better? Because the better I get at it, the more I can express myself and the more joy I can experience. Then it's like, oh, okay. So now it's like, yes, I freestyle. I say I'm at a mastery level of it. And now that I'm at a mastery level, now the learning can really begin. Because you think it's the end, but it's actually just the beginning. So with that, thank you for watching this when you do watch it. The ebook Fearless Freestyling is still available. A link in the description. Check that out. Again, I'm really proud of it. And, when you check it out, let me know what you think of it. It's a living ebook, so I'm going to make some updates to it. And I'm possibly playing with the idea of turning it into an experience of some kind. So I don't know if it's going to be a course or like maybe a challenge, 5-day challenge or something to that effect. But if that's something that's interesting to you, let me know. Hit me up. My email's fearlessfreestyling@desmondspan.com. And someone said I misspelled this. I'm going to put it on let me see if it's spelled right. Hold on. That Fearless Freestyling. That looks how it's spelled. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Well, that's how I spelled it. It looks right to me. So, yeah, email me, fearlessfreestyling@desmondspan.com. Let me know what you think of the text, or if you have any questions, or if you're just interested in, email me at fearlessfreestyling.com if you're interested in like an experience with it. So whether it's like a 5-day challenge, a course, or something, just to, work to use freestyling as a way to work through self-doubt, self-criticism, and defeat perfectionism so that we can, be fearless when we freestyle. That's the idea, right? Cool, y'all. All right, well, I'm gonna hop out of here, get to the rest of my day. I appreciate y'all for checking this out. And it's been a heck of a week. Next time I'm streaming with you, it's going to be Tuesday. So kind of back on my regular scheduled program. It's going to be next Tuesday, 2:30. And yeah, that'll be I'll be with you. So anyway, let me end this. I'll catch you next time. Throw on a beat. And as always, Genius Over Doubt. Holla. I'll see you next time. Deuces, y'all.